Hey everybody. As of me recording it, Black Ops 6 launches, I should say, on in 5 days. But by the time you guys are going to be watching this, it is going to be coming out tomorrow. I'm releasing this Thursday, and Black Ops 6 is releasing Friday. So I'm probably going to edit this tonight and schedule it for Thursday. And this is Thursday's video. But here is my final review off of every single piece of Modern Warfare 3. Because it's the end of the game. I didn't do this for Modern Warfare 2. But I felt like I really did need to do this. This game, it's just, I needed to do this. So I'm going to be splitting this up into sections, or cards. I don't know how to say it, but pretty much if you hover over your channel and it says, it'll have sections. It'll probably be called intro, Warzone, weapons, blah blah blah. So whichever part you don't want to really care about, I'd love it if you watch the whole video. But if there's a certain part you want to hear me talk about, then just skip to that section. It's like when you put in time cards in your videos, and like they're labeled and everything. That's what these are. So if there's a certain section that you really want to listen to, you're welcome to go skip ahead. In between sections, I will be talking about different things as well, like mini advertisements for my channel. So yeah. But this video is very serious. As you know, I'm not wearing a hat. I don't have my AirPods in. I don't even have a hoodie on. You guys know how much I wear hoodies. My hoodie is right there on the on the bed, and I'm probably gonna put it on right when this is finished. But this is my honest review off of Modern Warfare 3 of how I felt about it. Everybody has their own opinion. You can have a completely different rating and like or dislike different things. So I think I'm gonna start off with the game mode that I've probably played the least. The campaign was short. It was I'm pretty sure it was the shortest campaign we have ever had for Call of Duty. And the story as a whole was okay, to say the least. It wasn't fantastic or anything. It didn't have it had big moments, but most of the things weren't memorable, you know? Like, I felt like they were really, this game was really lacking. I felt like that they could have done more if they put more heart into it. The characters were phenomenal. The surprise ending, that was questionable. I don't think that was necessary. Granted, Soap does die in the original Modern Warfare 3 campaign. I don't think that he should have had to have died in this Modern Warfare 3 campaign. And also, Makarov did get away, so that leads to more in the future. It's just a very confusing thing, to say the least. And as a whole, I'm rating it a 6 out of 10. As a whole, I'm rating it a 6 out of 10. Again, the missions were very short, and I felt like most of the missions were a copycat for the previous game, Modern Warfare 2. The only thing that was new with this game was the open world missions. I don't remember exactly what they're called, but those missions, and they weren't even that good, in my opinion. I felt like the only big parts that I enjoyed was the first mission, the ending where Price eliminated Shepard, and probably the Arctic mission. And I kind of like the conflict between 141 and Shadow Company. They definitely, I don't think that the time frames between the two games isn't that long, and the fact that they went from being in combat with each other to working next to each other again, I think is the most stupidest thing possible. And I felt like they could have lasted this conflict through this game. So 141 not only had to worry about Coney Group or the Ultranationalists, and Shadow Group at the same time. Like, I didn't feel like us working together was necessary. Also, I will say that the character models weren't the best either. I didn't like how they redesigned Alex practically. Like, I remember playing that first mission with Alex, and I was just like, this is not Alex. So here's my first little advertisement during this video. I am live most of the time. I will be live doing the Black Ops 6 campaign. I will be live doing the Easter eggs for the zombies. I will be live playing my first multiplayer match. Well, technically, it's not my first multiplayer match because I played Black Ops 6 beta. My first official multiplayer match post-launch. And I will be live doing all this. However, you guys are welcome to join my lives. This is a promotion for my lives. So what I'm trying to go here is that during my lives, I do get interactive with chat. Like, even if I'm in the middle of something and I'm like deep in focus, I will try my best to interact with chat. And if I don't interact with chat, then most of my moderators will. Not all the time my moderators do show up, but one of my moderators shows up during my streams most of the time. So one of them is bound to talk to you if I am during like super duper focus time. But usually I'm not in super duper focus time for long, so you don't have to wait that long. So that's the end of this small advertisement. Please think about joining my lives, and my next advertisement is going to talk about clipping during live streams, so stay tuned for that. Alright, the next thing I'm going to talk about is the multiplayer as a whole. Now, usually in Call of Duties and multiplayers, I usually play multiplayer most out of everything, but this game I did not. During the Modern Warfare 3 year, I should say, I played the multiplayer least out of everything. Usually I play it either most or second to most, but I will talk about what usually is what I play most. But it was just very unplayable, or not really replayable compared to other multiplayers. And usually multiplayers is about different experiences each match. However, each game was practically the exact same. The only reason why I continued to play multiplayer, and why I played multiplayer as a whole mainly, was so I can get my weapon camos done. And that was it. I never played multiplayer just for the fun of it. I didn't really like most of the maps. Most of the maps were just reskins or just carried over from Modern Warfare 2, and I felt like they really went crazy with Shipment, right? Shipment was a really loved map, and I feel like Rust too. Those two maps were the maps that you saw the most in this game. If they did add a new map, then it was just a reskin of another map, which really showed how much they didn't really care for this game. And you know how I said each match was exactly the same? I'm blaming the players a little bit here because this is the players' fault completely, but each match, it's the exact same thing. Either people are running around with shotguns, and usually they're fire breath, so they really screw up your day. People running around with riot shields and melee weapons, which I don't want to get started with that yet with Warzone. Or people camping in corners, messing up your camo streaks. Again, I'm in the middle of doing camo. I would have my camos done way sooner, and I'd be playing more probably Warzone or zombies way sooner if it wasn't for these people sitting in corners ruining my streak, right? Like, it probably took an hour or two just to finish one singular weapon camo, like set to get gold or what was it, like priceless? Like, to get all of those camos done, it took me a whole hour per weapon because these people were annoying me. And this happens in each and every match. Like, people don't go out and run and do this anymore like they used to in old Call of Duties. Now it's all about sitting in one spot and sniping or getting the upper hand and shooting. Like, their only goal is to win in multiplayer, not have fun. And it really ruins everybody's day. So for the multiplayer aspect, I'm rating it a 3 out of 10. I didn't like multiplayer, and coming from a guy that usually likes multiplayer, I didn't really like multiplayer. It wasn't as fun as the like older multiplayers, and it wasn't. It was very much lacking compared to the other ones. All right, for the next advertisement, or self-advertisement, I should say. When you join my lives, I would love it if you guys would clip your favorite scenes. If you don't know how to clip, it is pretty simple. If you scroll down, and there will be like a bar that says share, like, more, blah, blah, blah. And one of them should either be clip, or it should be under more where it says clip. And you pretty much clip I want you to clip your favorite scene and either share it with somebody, or at least press share and copy link. You don't really have to share with anybody. As long as you copy link, then it counts as a share and like a clip saved. And that would be very helpful because whichever, I'm going to be finding the most amazing clips that you guys find, whether it's not just of me, but as of my like party or my gameplay, or it could be a clip of you guys talking in chat or something like that, and your message pops up in chat. You can clip one of those things, and that's going to be going in my channel trailer. I don't know how many clips I'm going to be putting into the channel trailer, but so far I have 2 clips that are ready to go in the channel trailer. Alright, for this next segment, I'm going to be talking about the movement and the gameplay and how I felt on that. And you guys should know exactly how I feel about this if you've joined one of my streams. I didn't really like the movement nor the gameplay. I feel like Call of Duty now is all about movement, unlike how it was in the old games where it was all about gameplay. Like, in the old games, it was all about just whether or not you were better or not than this person at shooting them. Like, it was simple. All you could do was either run, jump, or dive / slide. Nowadays, you can run, jump, mantle, slide and dive, tack sprint, tactical, you can I forget what is it, tactical tack stance, there we go. You can tack stance, and so on and so forth. Like, there's this 50 million things that people have mastered, and it's annoying to everybody. Well, everybody that it's mainly annoying to most basic players, you know. And gameplay wise, I felt like there were they keep saying that they're trying to deal with hackers and campers, but I felt like since they said that they've released more stuff to deal with this, I've seen more hackers and campers. The only piece of movement that I really did like that they enjoyed was probably slide canceling, because they took that out in Modern Warfare 3, but dolphin diving / sliding, they kept that in the game. They kept tactical sprint. I didn't really like the tack stance. They added that in the game. I'm so glad that I'm pretty sure that they're taking that out in Black Ops 6, and I'm so glad that they are. Mantling, I don't really see a lot of people that are like mantling on things, and that's been in the game for a while, and it's, again, a 5 out of 10. Like, the things that are coming back in the game were okay, and the only thing that I really did enjoy that they shouldn't even have taken out in the first place was slide canceling, because I do that a lot. For this next piece of self-advertisement, sorry, I keep doing this, is my Discord server. This is a really short one, but down in the description is a link to my Discord server, and if you guys have any questions for my 200 subscriber Q&A, then there is a segment there's a section, a channel, whatever you want to call it, in that Discord, and you can ask away questions, and I will be answering them in my 200 subscriber Q&A once I hit 200 subscribers. Okay, pretty short. Let's move on to the next segment. Alright, this segment is zombies, okay? So, before I officially start this segment, I know there are probably a few of you wondering where are the multiplayer mastery camos. When I do all the weapons as a whole, I'll talk about both multiplayer and zombie mastery camos. I'm not going to add those into my whole segments about the whole thing as a whole. So just for the camos, just wait until I get to the weapons. Probably, I think it's the next segment. But zombies as a whole, I felt like it was very bland. They didn't update it as much as I thought they should have, and it was more Warzone than zombies. So the first time I played it, and I really played it for a week, and then I really stopped. No, I probably played it for about a month when the game first launched, and then I only played it like one day per season after that. Until last season when I just went crazy for like 2 weeks straight getting my masteries done. But it wasn't replayable. Once you finished the story missions, it wasn't replayable. I didn't really care about getting all the schematics until probably later in my playthroughs, and I didn't really care about replaying the story missions, and I didn't really care about doing the secret story missions where it got you like a blueprint or something like that. I didn't really care about those. They pretty much just to get those like blueprints, you pretty much just replay the story mission, and that's it. Each season they added one new story mission, and that was it. And I thought it was the most stupidest thing that they could have done as a whole. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a great story. Like, I enjoyed the story. It was, again, very like, it was very lacking, but I enjoyed the story nonetheless. Like finding out that Ava Jansen is a mixture between Ravenoff, Maxis, and Gray. That was cool. It also kind of spoiled the Black Ops 6 story by saying that our main crew for Black Ops 6 is dead. Like even when this first story, like even before the game launched, or the base trailer with Zykaev, it showed our crew dead, and I thought that was very, very sad to know that they're officially dead. Like, I'm excited to see what they're going to do with this crew in Black Ops 6, but the fact that they just spoiled it for us, that it's not really worth it in the end because they're dead, and the zombies are back, so their mission failed. I'm going to rate the story a 7 out of 10. I think that the story itself, like, following the story was my favorite part of Zombies. Playability, again, Zombies wasn't too playable. Really, all you did was you do a run to get your kit and get set up, and then you do the story missions or whatever you're trying to do, like the big thing you're going to do, the next match. And then if you died, you did another run to get you set up again, and then you continue that until you finish the story mission, and then you stop playing for a few days. I felt like that was it. There was nothing else to it. And all the story mission locations were either zombified or dark ether versions of Al Mazrah or Urzikstan. And the whole map was just Urzikstan. They didn't even update it with the Superstore update. They just left it with Urzikstan. I get it. Modern Warfare Zombies takes place like 3 years before Modern Warfare 3 campaign, but they could have at least updated it as time went on. They didn't even do that. I don't even think they added like zombified like pumpkin zombies, which they usually do that each zombie like Halloween update for the zombies mode. But I felt like this was the one Call of Duty that had a zombies that I didn't really like the zombies more than anything else. Zombies as a whole, I gotta rate it a 5.5 out of 10 because of how it was. Alright, this is my last advertisement. The next 2 segments are going to be back to back, so sorry about that. Sorry for if you didn't like these advertisements, you probably skipped over them anyways, but this is the next pretty quick one. And this is about my podcast with Eric. I have a podcast on Spotify. I have 1 episode out on YouTube at the moment, but I have 2 episodes. I have 2 episodes out on Spotify. The second episode is actually a Spotify exclusive, and it is about Siren Head. So in the link, follow the link in the description that says Spotify, and you can go to our podcast, Ghost Stories. And in our podcast, we really talk about ghosts and monsters, and we talk about the supernatural and the spooky things. There will be episodes in there that veer away from ghost stuff, and just like we'll probably goof around and talk about our favorite games and stuff like that, like, and just be like a normal podcast every few episodes, not a few episodes, but every once in a while. But our main premises for this podcast is to talk about the spooky stuff about in life, whether it's real, supernatural, creepypasta, myth, so on and so forth. So I would love it if you guys would go check out our Ghost Stories podcast and let me know how you feel about it. This next segment is about the weapons that we use in the game and the mastery camos also, because they kind of tie in. Alright, so for the weapons themselves, I felt like it was very unbalanced. Like, unlike other Call of Duties where it didn't really matter what weapon you had as long as you were good with using it, now it all depended on how much the weapon damage was, how fast the weapon shot, and what attachments you had on it. For mastery camos, it's I felt like the Modern Warfare multiplayer mastery camos were a little bit lacking. I liked the zombie masteries a lot better. The Borealis, or I call it the Borealis, but I felt like that was way better than Interstellar because it was like shinier, I guess. But as like, the only reason why I really did the mastery camos this season was because of the final mastery camo, Interstellar / Borealis, and that was it. Like, they were very lacking. I didn't really like the gilded. I didn't really like the priceless. It was really the only reason why I'm doing this is for the bold camos, which were like black, white, red, orange, and like it made your whole weapon like a solid color, or the Interstellar / Borealis, and that was it. So as a whole, I'm rating the weapons in the game 4 out of 10 because of how unbalanced they were and how it wasn't, and how like the weapons like masteries weren't as good. Now this segment is going to be super quick. I'm just going to do a quick rating of each season that has come out. Season 1, I'm going to rate it a 9 out of 10. It was great, it was hyped, and I enjoyed that season most of all. Season 2 added like zombie / dead characters to the game. I felt like that was the whole premises of the game as a whole. Like for battle passes that was, but that added like zombie characters of like 141. Like you got that like gold skeleton and Blackcell and whatnot. So I'm gonna rate that like that's like playability. It wasn't that great, but like the battle pass itself was okay. So I'm gonna rate it 7 out of 10. For Season 3, the only things that I remember mainly from that was Snoop Dogg and the wolf version of Makarov, and I didn't even finish that battle pass, I don't even think. So it was not really memorable besides Snoop Dogg, so I'm gonna rate it a 3 out of 10. Season 4 was the mutation season. It was very different, I will say. I enjoyed that more than the other 2 seasons, so I'm gonna rate that an 8 out of 10. Season 5 was my least favorite season of all. The wrestling theme was the worst thing that they could have done ever. I felt like Deadpool / Wolverine would have been 10 times better, and they probably would have made 10 times more money, and I want to say that was probably a 2 out of 10. This season, however, I love this season. I love the Halloween seasons or the haunting of so-and-so. This season's battle pass, this season's premises was amazing. The only thing I disliked is how quickly they got rid of Zombie Royale, so I'm going to go with a 9 out of 10. Since I'm also here, I'm going to talk about the Blackcells. I felt like Blackcells were it was a money grab for people. Like the fact that you have to pay extra for these skins, like a platinum, like a premium battle pass, like battle passes as a whole are premium, but making battle passes more premium by making people pay $30 more for more skins and 1,000 extra COD points is horrendous. I rate the battle pass as a whole. I hated the idea of it when they first announced it, but the battle pass as a whole, I'm rating a 1 out of 10. Like it's very obvious that they're just looking for money. Finally, to the final part of this video, I'm going to be talking about Warzone as a whole. I pretty much mentioned everything that I disliked about Warzone. This has been my least favorite variant of Warzone. The maps were very lacking. This is the game mode that I've played the most, and the only reason is because of how much XP you get during this. The maps, like Urzikstan was great. until they took out Resurgence for Urzikstan. Battle Royale was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. Resurgence was annoying as hell because of the amount of campers there were. Rebirth Island was probably the most anticipated map to come back, and it was hyped so much, and it was so great to see it come back for the first week, and now it's just annoying. It was cool to see Vondel return, and it was cool to play it again, but it's not my favorite map, especially the daytime version, and it wasn't that hyped as it was in Modern Warfare 2. Superstore was the best part, I think, of Warzone maps as a whole, and I'm so sad that they took out Superstore Mosh Pit, whatever it was. It was like Superstore Resurgence, I think it was. It was in the game for like 3 weeks, and then they took it out, just like Zombie Royale. Zombie Royale is my favorite game mode besides Unhinged from Modern Warfare 2. I'm so sad that they didn't bring Unhinged back, but Zombie Royale was my favorite game mode, and I loved playing it. I did get mad quite a few times because, of course, the campers and the hackers and whatnot, like, the players definitely ruined it for me, but I still loved it nonetheless. And I'm so sad. The Halloween season wasn't even over yet, and they still took it out of the game. It's currently not in the playlist anymore, and they took Zombie Royale, which I think was the most stupidest decision they could have done. Wait until Halloween is over, Call of Duty. What are you thinking? Zombie Royale is probably one of the most loved variants of LTMs in the game. I get it, it's called an LTM, but LTMs are supposed to last, especially when they're for like a whole season. They're supposed to last for the whole season, not for 3 weeks after launch. Like, explain to me why Sleigh Bells Resurgence or whatever it was in Season 1 was here until the end, like the mid-January, but the game came out in like officially launched in like November or something like that, or December I think it was, and it was there at launch, and it was there till like mid-January. But the fact was that, explain to me why it was there until mid-January, but Zombie Royale, one of your loved game modes, was here for 3 weeks, and that was it. Warzone as a whole, just for the fact that that was the thing I played most, I'm bumping up slightly bigger, but I didn't really love it as much, so I'm rating it a 5 out of 10. Nothing more. I should definitely rate it less, but that's what it's getting. So to wrap up Modern Warfare 3 as a whole, Zombies wasn't as good as other Zombies was. Multiplayer wasn't as memorable as other multiplayers were. Warzone was filled with hackers, cheaters, and unbalanced weapons. The weapons were super unbalanced. The campaign wasn't as playable as other... The campaign wasn't as replayable as other campaigns were. Like, I'm gonna tell you, like, I've replayed other campaigns. The only other campaign that I haven't played multiple times is Black Ops 3 campaign. But that's because, in my opinion, that is the worst campaign out there. This is slightly better than the Black Ops 3 campaign. And like, the game itself was, in my opinion, just a huge DLC for Modern Warfare 2. Like, it was just a reskin of Modern Warfare 2. I felt like this should not have been a game. I felt like they were, again, Call of Duty is showing that they're only in it for the money. They don't really give two craps about the gamers themselves, even though they say it all the time, or at least the developers of this game. I'm excited to see what Black Ops 6 has to offer. It feels like that they're changing a lot of what Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 has. But for my final thoughts, this should have been either a free to a $20 DLC for Modern Warfare 2. This is a horrible excuse for a Call of Duty game, and I'm rating it a 3 out of 10. Compared to my original 7.5 that I did for the campaign back when I finished the campaign, when the game first released, I'm giving it a 3 out of 10 because throughout the whole thing, it was the updates weren't as good, and they kept nerfing the wrong things or buffing the wrong things, and as a whole, the game wasn't as good as other ones. So that's my final review for Modern Warfare 3. Will I still be playing other Modern Warfare games? Yes, I will. Will I come back to this one in the future? I have no idea. I hope not, but I might. Will I play Modern Warfare 4 when it comes out? Because we know that it's going to come out. Of course I will. I'm excited to see what 141 is going to bring. 141 is my favorite thing about the Modern Warfare series, even in the originals, and that's the only thing that's going to keep hooking me back to the future games in this series. Again, this is connected to the Black Ops universe, so that's another reason why I'm going to be playing it. And I can't wait. Black Ops 6 comes out tomorrow. I will be live playing the campaign. I will live stream the whole campaign. I'm not going to bed. I ain't doing nothing until I finish that campaign. Like, I will leave to go eat, and that's it. And feed the cats too, but that's it. I will not be doing anything else. I'm going to be finishing that campaign in one sitting. I hope it's not 12 hours long. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about every single thing I've mentioned here. Every single advertisement I had was nothing more than to help you guys. Well, self-advertisement, that is, and more content for me. It helps me out. It helps you guys out. So please listen to what I said about those, especially the one about clipping your favorite parts of my live streams. That would help out in my new channel trailer that I'm trying to make. But yeah, like, subscribe, comment, share, put post notifications on, and I would love it if you guys would subscribe. I'm trying to get to 300 subscribers by the end of the year, and I can't do that without you guys. So please, if you're not subscribed, are coming back on the regular, please think about subscribing, because you're coming back anyways. All it does is that it gives you notifications, especially if post notifications are on, for when my videos release. And please share it with friends that you think might enjoy my channel or this video as a whole, and hopefully they subscribe too, so I can get to that goal. At least 10 likes, at most infinite, because all that liking does is it puts this video on other people's For You page, and it helps other people find my video that don't know of the Ghost Glider. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's daily video and my Black Ops 6 live stream. Thank you, and peace out.